Hello everyone. If you like these videos and if you find them informative, feel free to subscribe to the DayTradeToWin YouTube channel. You can also opt into our email list at DayTradeToWin.com to get invited to live webinars, free downloads, and a few other things that we offer by email only. My name is John Paul, and what we're going to do today is look at two methodologies of managing trades, which I think is going to really help the way that you control your risk. The problem with a lot of trades and a lot of signals is that the market may go in your favor in the beginning, but then it quickly turns around, or it goes right away against you as soon as you jump into the market. So this video is going to really focus on tips and examples, two of them specifically on how to minimize the risk when trading, and I'm going to show you examples of that shortly. Before we begin, remember that trading is risky. Please don't trade with funds you can't afford to lose. Talk to your broker. Understand there are risks involved. So when you look at a chart like this, we see a few examples of the trade scalper, and this is the Atlas line on the bottom, which are all indicating to go long. And all of these trades look pretty good. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 signals here, all to the long side, and they are all pretty much winners. But what happens when this doesn't happen and you take a trade, it's not going in your favor? Let me show you example number one of setting a time-based stop or managing a trade under a limited amount of time. So you see there a short 44.16. This happened on October 7th, and on October 7th a short signal on the trade scalper 44.16. Let's get filled at 44.16 like many of you did who have the trade scalper software, and I know some of you already know these rules and how this works, but this is more for traders who do not have and have not gone through a DayTradeToWin training. They may not be aware of how we manage trades, how we teach this. So now that you're filled at 44.16, obviously I have a stop, I have a target, and I want to see that target hit. Now let's say, for example, this trade does not fill the target and it does not get stopped out, and time starts to progress. What do? Well, the longer you hold on to a signal, the longer you hold on to a trade, really the worse off you are, because you're subjecting yourself to an amount of risk that's not really helpful. Whenever you're in a trade, you're in a risk situation. So a big deal of mine is limiting the amount of time that I'm in a trade in order to limit that risk. If I entered at 44.10 and the market gave me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles, which is opportunities, there are opportunities to make the target, and it hasn't happened, my stop hasn't been hit, my target hasn't been hit, and now it's just going sideways, or maybe it's obviously going against me. Why am I still in this? Close out the position. It could be a small loss, a small win, break even, 4 to 5 candles out of the trade. Limit that amount of risk that you have an open trade you're exposed to. Let's take a look at the next example, which is now a little bit different. This is basically on time. The next example is going to be based on what if the trade that you're in happens to almost hit your target, which happens to a lot of us, and you miss it, you didn't make the target, you had it maybe off by a tick or two, but you were right, the market did go down or the market did go up and the software was right, but it just didn't hit the target that you want. How do we manage that kind of a situation? So example number 2 here is going to be based on this signal. Again, looking at the trade scalper software, 44.13 quarter is a short, another short opportunity, and I'm going to show you taking this trade at 44.13 quarter, what happens once again if the target isn't hit. What if the time element is continuing on and there's no target, there's no stop? We have a stop to protect us, which is also a very important aspect of managing a trade, but I'm really focused on what if the target's not hit and your stop's not hit, and it's trying to hit that target but constantly trying and constantly failing is a big clue to say time to get out of this trade. So let me show you that example. Now once again, I'm going to speed up this video to show you the result and how to manage a trade like this. The trade scalper signal provided 44.13 quarter. I got that entry, so I got a perfect entry into the market. I have a stop, always have a stop to protect yourself in case it all goes wrong. You're limiting the amount of loss that you have, so have a stop. The target, as taught in the course and in the training, is 1 times the ATR. 44.11 quarter is my target, and then if you want to trail a stop, that's fine. But look at what happened here. The market tried to make that target 44.11 quarter and just missed it by a tick or two. Okay, we're still within this time element. We're still holding on to this trade because not 4 or 5 candles really hasn't happened yet. We're still waiting for this to achieve our profit target, and it hasn't yet. Now the market's going to try once again to move down to 44.11 quarter. So now this is another opportunity to get this target, and then look what happened. It touched your target, especially if you have a limit order. You may not get filled. So you can see it touched 44.11 quarter and it does not fill you. At this point, look at how much time you're in a trade. Look at the amount of attempts to hit your target, and it failed. So at this point, you can see that I moved up and adjusted my target from 44.11 quarter up 2 ticks to 44.1175. And the reason why I did that, and this is something that you should do as well, is because I'm now managing this trade to say it should have, due to the amount of time I'm in this trade, hit the target. It didn't hit the target. Let me adjust up my profit so I can make something out of the trade. Now I moved it all the way up to break even, and I was able to achieve break even, or 1 tick, 44.13, as you can see. Now you may have to review or rewind this video a little bit to see that again, but the result in what I'm trying to explain here is that enough time has passed where I should have made the target. It tried twice to make the target and failed both times. It's time to say break even, 1 tick profit, get out of the trade. We have so many signals and so many opportunities. Why am I holding on to this? Exit the trade and move on. If you'd like more information about joining our upcoming mentorship class, feel free to give us a call, email us. I'm happy to discuss and make sure that this program is right for you before jumping in. If you're new to day trading and want to learn more on the benefits of trading the markets, visit DayTradeToWin.com, join the next mentorship class starting later this month, and subscribe to the Day Trade to Win YouTube channel. We focus on price action and work exclusively with new and beginner traders who want to learn more on how to prosper from trading.